What's up, y'all? The struggle is real. I woke up today pretty tired. In fact, I canceled an appointment that I had this morning because I was just feeling like, oh my God, this is the first morning that I've had to sleep in so long. So I canceled that appointment and I will be rescheduling it because it is a big deal. I'm dealing with some fucking crazy hemorrhoids right now, which are something most people don't talk about, but about 50% of the population suffers from that issue, and a lot of people just don't even want to address it, but it's a problem. And so I'm going to go into the doctor, and right now I'm treating them with hemp cream, and it's working. Talking to my sister about maybe putting out a hemp cream for that specific issue and seeing if we can help the people. But yeah, the basis of this particular video is just that I woke up feeling tired this morning as I've been talking to you guys. And, I think about it, I'm like, why am I making all these videos about my daily humdrum, doldrum stuff? And, it's not always super positive. A lot of the time it is positive, and a lot of time it's just me talking as if I would be talking to a friend. This is how I talk to my friends, and we talk about all these things, including hemorrhoids. And yeah, a lot of other things. I could go into that. Maybe I'll have a session with my friends one of these days. I actually have quite a large friend base, and I have a lot of family, and I have a lot of support. And I still suffer, and I still am in the same place, that not the same, but I still go back to the same programming that I have been, that I learned. I learned it at such a deep level, and I'm doing it, doing my damnedest every day to get out of that place, and to instill new, much more positive kind of thought patterning, as I've talked about in my videos. So yeah, I was like, do people really want to hear about this stuff? And well, if you want to, then I'm so glad, because that's why I'm doing it. That's who I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for you who wants to hear about my everyday life, who, what, every day isn't always awesome. That's the thing. It's like, there's so many people on Instagram who their pictures paint this life of just completely being blessed in every moment and nothing wrong, and who knows what it looks like behind the scenes. Well, my videos are behind the scenes. Like, I am me. I am up, I am down, I have bipolar fucking manic episodes, and I have super depressive episodes, and they are going to become less and less. I know it because of the work that I'm doing right now, and I just want to share my process and my ups and downs with everybody, so that you at home who might be feeling the same way, who feel isolated, because a lot of the times, that's the other reason why I do this, is because a lot of the times I feel isolated. And though I do share a lot with my friends, a lot of people, your closest people don't always want to hear. I don't want to burden my husband today with that I woke up feeling really depressed, and that I'm struggling inside, because that would be an everyday conversation potentially, and that's kind of a bummer, and the other side of that is, yeah, so we wake up that way, and I made a video the other day about waking up feeling grumpy and trying not to, pass that on to my kid, and being conscious enough to not allow the grump to get to my mouth so that he's not hearing that, and then putting in all of that kind of negative programming that I got, which is potentially why I feel this way in the morning, so I'm just doing my damnedest to be conscious, and that consciousness really brings almost even more conflict sometimes, because that there's a better way to be there, that like, you create the change within yourself, and yet you're still feeling some of those feelings, and you're still in a place that's, I don't know. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. The more conscious you become, um, it can almost feel more daunting and difficult because, especially if you have chronic, that's some kind of astral chronic fatigue, which is what I deal with, not on a daily basis, but quite often. And that's what I woke up this morning feeling super fatigued. I've been going for a while, so it's been pretty good. And so I'm not being too hard on myself. And at the same time, you know all of these things now that you're becoming more conscious. You know all these things that you can do, all the tools, all the breathing, all the yoga, all of the things that I know work for me, and maybe you have some tools in your toolbox. And the more conscious you become, the more you know, oh man, I should be using these things, or why am I still having these thoughts when I know all of this other information? I think that's the biggest question for me. Why am I still having all these thoughts when I know all this other information? Why am I not making that quantum change and just making the flip and accepting and waking up in the morning not feeling like shit? And why isn't that change coming already? Like, I know all of the stuff, and maybe I don't know all the stuff. Clearly, this is a journey. And, maybe it'll be a journey until my death in my old age, because I'm not going to check my own self out unless I'm invalid styles, which is a totally different story than I used to tell. So that's pretty awesome. But, yeah, like, how come and or when do I make that like quantum change from feeling a certain way every morning or feeling like it's just this uphill battle? Because it feels like that. If you have chronic fatigue, or you have any kind of depression or bipolar, any of those things, to completely change your system, anything that you're completely changing your system, whether it's addiction or, whatever it is that you've become completely predisposed to, it feels like or weight loss even, gosh, it's an uphill battle. It really is, to just make that complete lifestyle change. I think it's even more difficult. Like, I can change my physical body, which I have many times. I can change my physical body so much easier than I can change my mind and the programs that run in my mind, the discursive thought that runs in my mind, and that's just so deeply ingrained in there. And like, I don't know when that's going to happen for me, when I'm going to wake up one of these days and just be like, oh, everything is fucking ripe peaches and beautiful wildflower groves, because those are some of my favorite things. I don't know if that will happen for me. I'm hoping. That is what I'm working on, manifesting. And you got to manifest in the now, and also it's really hard to do that when you wake up in the now and you have a splitting fucking headache and your physical body is just really sucking in the moment. It's totally fine, but it's a challenge. So I just wanted to hop on here and say, sometimes things are a challenge and you just got to keep going, and I'm going to keep going. And those of you who are watching these things that I put out, I'm so stoked that somebody's out there listening. And I hope that what I have to say adds value to your life, and that me and my journey help kind of inspire you in your journey. And one of these days that quantum shift will happen for me. I know it. And it can happen for all of us. So I'm just wondering when. Anyway, that was just a little blurb for the day. I will continue to fight. Right now I'm laying in bed, clearly. Laying in bed. Just kind of chilling, doing some laundry and trying to find the chill things that I can do today that kind of match my energy level. So laundry is in there. I kind of have to clean up this room. And I do have lots of things to do in town. I'm PTA president and I'm supposed to go do a bunch of stuff. And, it's awesome. PTA is awesome. and I am getting a lot done on there. And at the same time, it's like really hard to put that in front of, like, I have to choose me first. And so I'm putting that aside and allowing that to be okay. That's the other piece of this is how do you sit there, you know, when you're feeling really tired and not judge yourself for not going and doing all the things that you needed to do that day. Because I've been doing those things. Like, I do that. I get up, I go out, I do all the things that I need to do. And I do that for days and days on end. And then I crash. And today is just kind of one of those days. You know, I'm also about to leave and go on retreat. And I've got to prep for that. So I'm trying to get some of the things done that I need to get done for retreat before I go. And I'll be going on retreat, and it is going to be like a silent retreat for me, but I will probably post a couple of videos. I'm sure as I'm meditating, I'll come up with some things that are food for thoughts to think about and talk about and bring out into the everyday, conversation. And yeah, so, you know, I'm just doing my best not to judge myself, not to push myself too hard, knowing where my boundaries are, and to forgive myself for feeling this way. And yeah, you know, it's just, it is what it is, and hopefully at some point it won't be that way. And I'm just going to keep pushing on and being strong, because that's what I do. And that's what we do as people. We just keep pushing on and being strong. And so, yeah, just sharing my journey with you. And I'm sending out love into the world for you who are watching right now. And you keep pushing on and being strong, and you do you, and meter yourself. And then don't judge yourself for when, you know, you can't fulfill everything, because chances are you'll be able to do them on another day, and it's going to be okay. You know, and you just get done on the days that, if you are suffering from chronic fatigue, just get done what you can on the days that you're feeling this way. You know, sometimes I can't do anything. I've actually gotten a lot better, though. There were days where I just couldn't even get out of bed, and now I haven't had one of those in a really long time. God, I need some wood to knock on. Hold on. Yeah, see, knock on some wood. I haven't had one of those days in a really long time, so that's a gift. And it happens. There is progression, there is evolution, and that's what's happening for me. So yeah, just don't judge yourself. Just keep moving forward, and you can get through it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm sending love out to you. So mwah, there's to you. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day and get all the rest you need. And if you are having an energetic day, slay that shit. All right. Love you all. Bye.